Well, I guess it'd be about time to get this warmed up and going. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, now, how be this get to working again?
Press the button.
Which
no,
button?
No, not that one.
Not this
the
button.
left.
That one.
No, your other left.
This other one.
Oh,
Which one are you talking about?
I meant the right. No,
What
but
are
not
you-
that big red one.
The-
The
this
other
way.
red button.
Not-
Just not the big, happy, shiny one.
You mean the one I just pushed?
Yeah, for crying out
Oh,
loud. You don't
righty.
know what you're doing.
I know perfectly well what I'm doing.
Not that button. Oh, for crying out loud. You just sit here on your patootie. You play
Well,
with your buttons. I go make coffee.
You do that, but don't slam the door. Well, here it be. Are you getting a tune? I guess that be good, and it's also disturbing all at the same time. So, we have many things to touch on. One of the things we need to talking about, or to be playing about, being the thought of summer. Not just being summer, but also the fact that things in summer are different than things in winter. Let it be an example. Just driving around, enjoying the countryside. I know it's not as easy as it were a year or so ago, where the price of energy has gone up. But still, peoples are peoples, and no matter what you do, peoples will still be doing what peoples do, and that's what they be doing. So they be doing what they do best. They drive around enjoying the sceneries and making life fascinating for themselves and others. That's what peoples be peopling do. Aye. So, without further ado, let's take a looking at Weird Al Yankovic's Truck Driving Song. And it touches on so many subjects that seem to be available in headlines right now. So, let's go with that. And welcome back, me mateys. Welcome back. I hope you're in for a good time, for I'm feeling fair to middlingly good. And it's been a fascinating day. Babushka's out setting things on fire, so she's in good spirits too. What more can you ask for? I know, the music. Welcome back.
I'm driving a truck, driving a big old truck. Pedal to the metal, hope I don't run out of luck. Rolling down the highway until the break of dawn. Driving a truck with my high heels on. My diesel rig is northward bound. It's time to put that hammer down. Just watching as the miles go flying by. I'm riding 20 tons of steel, but it's sure hard to hold the wheel while I'm still waiting for my nails to dry. Oh, I always gotta check my lipstick in that rearview mirror, and my pink Angora sweater fits so tight. I'm jamming gears and hauling freight. Well, I sure hope my seams are straight. Lord, don't let my mascara run tonight. Because I'm driving a truck, driving a big old truck. Smoky's on my tail and my accelerator stuck. Got these 18 wheels a-rolling until the break of dawn. Driving a truck with my high heels on. Crotchless panties creep right up on me, and my nipple rings don't bother me too much. But when I hit those big speed bumps, my darling little rhinestone pumps keep slipping off the mother-loving clutch. But still I'm driving a truck, driving a big old truck, heading down the interstate just trying to make a buck. Wearing feather boas with sequins and chiffon, while I'm driving a truck with my high heels on. I'm driving a truck, driving a truck. Got a load to carry and some eyebrows left to pluck, and I'm late for my appointment down at the hair salon. So I'll be driving a truck with my high heels on.
and one on the gas. Hi! Well, I'm blocking traffic, they can't pass, no. So I made a quick, illegal turn, and I left that doggone blinker on again. You know I got my license back in 45. Most my friends are barely alive. I take these pills just to survive. I can't drive, I'm 65. So I'm tooling right along in my Oldsmobile, yeah. And I can't see over the steering wheel, no. I take the stop sign out and a mailbox too. At the railroad crossing, I drive right through. They say, whoa. I don't go faster than 25. Card in my wallet says you shouldn't revive. I funked my eye test, gave him a bribe. I can't drive, I'm 65. Oh yeah, I can't drive, I'm 65. I can't drive, I'm 65. I can't drive, I'm 65. I can't drive.
Oh, Magoo, you done it again.
Hi there, be Bob Rivers. I can't drive. I'm 65. Oh, we've got Craig Conant driving on mushrooms. Aye. Certain things are good ideas, and other things, well, let's put it this way. It's just because it's a bad idea don't mean it ain't a good time. And then there's the other exception, even to that rule.
I'm gonna tell you guys a story. The first time I drove stick shift, I was on mushrooms, and it wasn't my car. I was on alcohol, weed, and pills too. But I was camping. at the Malibu State Park. Leo Carrillo, my buddy Devin hit me up. He's like, "Hey, come camp." I had the mushies and the fireworks, so he hit me up. He knew who to call, you know. He's like, "Come down." And I get there with my other buddies, there's 4 of us, and it's just Devin and a cot. You know, no tent, no mushies, no fire. He needed us, you know. What were you gonna do without us, bro? So we get there, we eat the mushies, we're drinking beers, and then the mushies start kicking in, the sun's setting, you know, fire's going, and everybody's laughing, but nobody said a fucking word, you know. Like one by one, we're like a fucking opera, like, yeah. Oh. Nobody said shit. We're fucking laughing. And then I see the cop coming up, you know, the silhouette in the night, and I can see him. And I know he's the devil, you know. I'm on the mushies, and I put my beer down because I've been cuffed up 3 times prior, you know. I know how to live. So I put my beer down and I just stand there. I don't even tell my buddies. I'm so, just fear, you know, like, I'm just frozen. And then he comes up and he kicks us out because you're not allowed to drink and eat mushrooms and have fireworks, you know. Laws, you know. And then he's kicking us out and he points at me and goes, "You're driving," because I'm the only one without a beer in my hand. And I'm like, "Bro, there's fucking worms coming out of your face. I can't do this shit." I didn't say that, you know. I said, yes, sir. Then it's my buddy's car. Adam, he makes bongs. He's dope. He's real dope. And it's his car, and I'm like, maybe the cop forgot, you know. And I get into the back seat, buckle up and everything, Seps in the middle. I was like, nobody wants Seps. Maybe that'll trick him, you know. And he shines a light in my face, and he goes, no. I said, you're driving. And I was like, oh, he didn't forget. But now I'm seeing flashlight spots, real spots, on top of fake spots, you know? I'm double hallucinating. And then I get in the front seat and I drive my buddy Adam's coaching me. He's like, dude, it's stick shift. It's like a pendulum, bro. What goes up must come down, bro. Fucking loosey-goosey, bro. You got this, bro. And then I get in his car, and then I'm trying to get it into first gear, and I'm just burning that fucking clutch. He's just, it's ruining his car. And then he's like, bro, you fucking burning my clutch. I'm like, loosey-goosey, bro. I finally get into first gear. I can stall that like 4 times. I don't know what the I'm doing, and I'm on 4 drugs. And then the cop, the fucking he's a Smokey the Bear cop, a Forest Ranger cop. He's a fake cop, you know? But he's still in cahoots with the other motherfuckers. And he knocks on the window, and he's like, you okay, son? I'm like, no, I'm not. Fuck tripping balls, bro. I don't say that. I just say everything's fine. And then he gets on his little speaker right here, and he's like, highway patrol, keep a lookout for a white Honda Accord, license plate number 49er F7. He's saying shit like Niner, you know? And then I'm like, bro, I'm fucking in this car. You can't do this to me, man. Then I'm like, all right, I'm doing this. Get it into first gear, and then I get it moving. And I'm like, I'm staying in this. I get going like 35, 40 miles per hour in first gear at like 9,000 RPM. The car sounds like it's going to explode, you know? My buddy's taking my car. I'm like, you shut the f*** up, loosey-goosey, motherfucker. I'm gonna f***ing kill us. I pull out onto the highway, and I turn the first dirt road I see. I just pull over, take the keys out the ignition, set them aside. You can't leave them in the ignition. You get DUI. My dad has 4 DUIs. He knows how to live. Put that shit down. Sure enough, whoop whoop. You know, sound of the beast. They f***ing KRS-One, baby. That's right. And they pull up. And then we're just chilling by the car, you know, we don't know what to do. We're all hallucinating. The cop comes up. He's like, what are you guys doing? We're like, changing tire. Car broke down. My tummy hurts. He shit his pants, you know? Everybody had a different answer. And then the cop was like, all right, which one is it? And we were honest with him. We're like, all right, we're not completely honest. I didn't tell him about the hash in my pocket, you know? I said, we were drinking in there, we got kicked out, we're f***ed up, we can't drive home, you know, and we need to sober up. And he was like, all right, well, you guys can't be here, and you can't drive home. And we're like, bro, what the f*** does that mean, dude? What are you, roomie? You know, we don't understand your Irish riddles, dude. And then he left. And then we smoked more hash. And we got more f***ed up than we ever were. And then we crashed into a parked highway patrol car.
When I was a little boy, My mama, she said to me,
What she say,
son,
man?
when you get to be grown up, what you wanna be? I said, hey mama, don't wanna be no doctor man.
Oh, no,
Politician, no movie star, cause all these things we got. Now, there's a job I'd like to have that
Oh,
you
yeah?
can never be.
What's that?
To be folded to a chrome frame and be a bicycle seat. Life would be oh so sweet if I was a bicycle seat. Ride, little cheek, sit on me, I'm a bicycle seat. No more hustle, no more deals, no more trying to sneak those feels. No more cruising on cosmic raps, no more standing for those little lies. No more hacking at little bums, no more chasing after mums. No more would you like to dance, no more I just need the chance. Everything I really need is riding round upon a seat. No more to go to waste with you pressed against my face. Life would be oh so sweet if I was a bicycle seat. Ride, little cheek, sit on me, I'm a bicycle seat.
Sit on me, sit on me. Why don't you sit on me? Sit on me, sit on me, sit on me. Why don't you sit on me? Come on, sit on me, sit on me, sit on me. Sit, just sit on me. Why don't you sit on me? Sit on me. Come on and sit on me. Why don't you just sit on me? Come on, sit on me. Go on and sit on me.
Life would be oh so sweet if I was a bicycle seat. Ride, little cheek, sit on me, I'm a bicycle seat. Life would be oh so sweet if I was a bicycle seat. Ride, little cheek, sit on me, I'm a bicycle seat.
Well, we'll be cutting the commercial right about now. Don't be forgetting, we often start out with a vintage commercial and go to our true sponsors, the ones that help pay for all the important things in life. That there will be Max Splodge with bicycle seat. I almost forgot to tell you who that be. That way you know who it be, so if there's something you like to hear, and you can always call. And that's right, you can call in the request line. 323-HEAVE-HO. That'd be 1-323-432-8346. I repeat that again. 1-323-432-8346. I think I'm getting a bit discombobulated. It's all this driving around. The car fumes are getting to me. So, I think when we come back, we'll just touch on to some other subjects. So the fumes don't get too harsh on us.
Look, here is the new Band-Aid plastic strip with new Super Stick. It sticks better than any other bandage. The proof? Take a dry egg at room temperature. Touch the egg with any other bandage. Brand X, brand Y, brand Z. Not one sticks. But a Band-Aid plastic strip with new Super Stick sticks tight instantly. Watch it again in slow motion. No pressure, yet we can lift the egg, even boil it. And the Band-Aid plastic strip never comes loose.
Maybe you don't want to broil eggs this way, but you do want the extra protection of Band-Aid plastic strips. They take better care of little cuts and scratches. They stay put.
Yes, even in hot, soapy dishwater. Neat, flesh-colored, almost invisible. Band-Aid plastic strips with new Super Stick stick better than any other bandage. Made only by Johnson & Johnson, the most trusted name in surgical dressings. Be sure you get Band-Aid plastic strips.
Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Maybe you went, maybe you couldn't. Maybe you tried. Maybe you succeeded. Maybe you want to do it again. Maybe this time you want to take a friend and cry out at the top of your lungs. You heard right. The Rocky Horror Picture Show with live action is coming back to the Elmira Drive-In on September 24th. So get your fishnets ready and be sure to get a seat at the front row and catch all the action firsthand. Don't be that person around the water cooler stuck listening to all the crazy stories about what everyone else did that weekend. Be the person telling the stories. Mark your calendars. September 24th at the Elmira Drive-In for the experience of a lifetime.
See you at the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Rated R. Under 17, not admitted without parent.
Well, over here in certain, I don't know if they're part of the crew or just people that be wandering by. They out there around the bonfire that, old Babusha's got to go on. And they come up and they were telling about some baseball game. They talking about the baseball game. And they had lightsabers and other things. I don't quite be understanding what the two things had together. But they were saying they were doing that. And so it's been fascinating. And so I'd be just staying down here where it's nice and safe and quiet. But it got me to thinking. It got me to thinking about the song. The Palm Springs Yacht Club. Take me out to the ball game.
It's 7th inning stretch. Everybody sing together.
When me and my friends go out in the town, we can't sit still, we can't sit down. We don't like to fight and we don't like to scuffle, but we dance all night doing the curly shuffle. Hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo. Well, yuck, 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 yuck. Well, we never miss a chance. We get up and dance and do the curly shuffle. Well, me and my friends love Larry and Mo. We love Curly's brother Shemp and his fat clone Joe. It's such a delight to boogie and hustle, dancing all night doing the curly shuffle. Hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo. Well, yuck, 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 yuck. Oh, wise guy. Well, we never miss a chance. We get up and dance and do the curly shuffle. That's right. see comedy classics on late night TV. Those knuckleheads love to get in a scuffle. They push and they shove, doing the curly shuffle. Hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo. Well, yuck, 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 yuck. Look at the grouse, look at the grouse, look at the grouse, look at the grouse. Well, we never miss a chance. We get up and dance and do the curly shuffle. Right, we do the curly shuffle. What'd you say? We do the curly shuffle. That's what I thought you said. We do the curly shuffle. We do the curly shuffle. Sweetly. We never miss a chance. We get up and dance and do the curly shuffle.
That Herbie jump in a saddle pan with the curly shuffle. Oh, let's see. Oh, here be one that you're bound to enjoy. Even if you don't enjoy it, you'll be enjoying it. I say so, so it be so. Darrell Hammond and Christopher Snell with Wappin'.
All right, Fudzy, this will be a take, see?
Kill the wabbit, kill the wabbit, kill the wabbit.
Fluffer and Succotash, that sounds worse than a Tweety bird in a blender. You gotta get with the times, Elmer. Here, try it like this.
Hey, Screwy Wabbit, don't you mess with me. I'm a super wabbit killer, I'm bad, you see. I'm Elmer Fudd, I own a mansion and a yacht, and all the widow ladies dig what I got. I'm on to the teeth and I can't be beat. I'm a crazy old mother for wabbit meat. All the wabbits I catch say pay me cash. So hey, Screwy Wabbit, better cover ya. I'm wappin'. No wabbit's gonna catch me nappin'. I think that before I get much thinner, I'll be taking you home with me for dinner. See, I have this recurring fantasy of using you in one of my recipes. You let all the success go straight to your head, but it's fattening you up, so I'll be well fed. You're a dried up, squirrely old fat Welsh rabbit with a $2,000 a day carrot habit. I'm wappin', and nothing's gonna catch me napping. You're gonna wish you were a specimen in the zoo, cause it's all over wabbit, I'm coming for you. I wear a hunting type camis and I carry a gun, and I'll blow your brains out just for fun. You could hide anywhere, you could hide in the sewer, but you're gonna wind up at the end of my sewer. You think you're hot, but much hotter you'll be when you're a batter dipped wabbit quite fricassee. I'm wappin', and nothing's gonna catch me. Oh.
Well, Fluffer and Succotash, how'd he get in here?
Break a firecracker! 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 She's
What's up, Doc? So you think you're the Pope, or is your brain fried out on chintzy dope? What's the secret here, Fuzzy? Have you got some serum that makes you all short and fat and gruesome? You chased me through the woods for 50 years, shooting everything with floppy ears. Chasing after me has caused a big sensation, the Elmer Fudd method of vegetation. I'm going to the rabbit club to quaff a few, so here's the last thing I'm gonna say to you. Take your mansion and your broken down yacht, and kiss my spotty old rabbit shot. Me, ain't I a stinker? What a maroon.
Gee, Fuzzy, you wanna try this again when you're feeling better, son?
Oh, shut up, you rotten old pussycat. I'll get you too, on you. This is a whack.
Please don't hand me your baby. I know that you love him so much. Don't make me explain why it causes me pain. Please don't make me touch him. Oh, please don't hand me your baby. I know you are trying to be nice. I can see he's awake, but it makes my heart ache. Please don't ask me twice, 'cause Your baby is ugly, your baby is ugly. I hardly know where to begin. Your baby is ugly, your baby is ugly. Your baby is ugly as sin. Somebody had to write this. Please don't hand me your darling. I promise I will come around. He's your little prince, but his smile makes me wince when he gurgles that inhuman sound. Oh, please don't hand me your loved one. I beg you, don't make me use force. He's still in your youth, and to tell you the truth, I can see why you filed for divorce. Oh, your baby is ugly, your baby is ugly. He's covered with strange baby skin. Your baby is ugly, your baby is ugly. Your baby is ugly as sin. Now I am not in denial. I don't look at you through green eyes. But please don't put me on trial. Just 'cause something inside of me dies when I see your weird baby. Please don't hand me your cutie. A hope for the whole human race. The smell of his bum is beginning to hum, but at least it distracts from his face. Please don't hand me your precious. I don't mean to sound so unkind. He's covered with snot. Put him back in his cot. Are you losing your mind? Oh, is your baby smiling? Is that smile for me? Your baby is ugly. Your baby is ugly. What is that strange growth on his chin? It's his face. Your baby is ugly. Your baby is ugly. Ugly, 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 ugly. Oh, happy day, he's got a twin.
Now there be Christina Huffin with Your Baby is Ugly. Aye, that's just the way it be. There just ain't enough rum and coffee to be gone together to make some children anything other than what they be. And that's all there is to it. Aye, and then there be some children that is as beautiful as you can possibly ask for. And then there's the others. But let us not dwell upon that. Let us go straight into George Carlin's The FCC, Two Knobs, and American Values. Oh, and don't be forgetting, you can join us there on the Book of Face. That's right. On the Book of Face, we have the opportunity for you to interact with us on the group and the page. Just type in the Captain's Quarters 106.5. That'd be right. The Captain's Quarters 106.5 to join us there on the group or the page. We also are putting up, oh, that's right, we are putting up a whole bunch of encore presentations there on the YouTube of you, at least 2 a week until we get caught up. And you'll be able to listen to the shows from the past so that you can have them today. Ooh, it's like time travel it be.
Another thing. Keep in mind, these Reagan people are the ones that were going to get government off our backs. Remember that? That was the rhetoric of the 1980 campaign. We'll get government off your backs and out of your lives. Yeah, but they still want to tell you what magazines you can read, and they still want to tell you what rock lyrics you can listen to, and they still want to force your kids to pray in school, and they still want to tell you what you can say on the radio. The FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, decided all by itself that radio and television were the only 2 parts of American life not protected by the free speech provisions of the First Amendment to the Constitution. I'd like to repeat that because it sounds vaguely important. The FCC, an appointed body, not elected, answerable only to the president, decided on its own that radio and television were the only 2 parts of American life not protected by the First Amendment to the Constitution. And why did they decide that? Because they got a letter from a minister in Mississippi. A Reverend Donald Wildman in Mississippi heard something on the radio that he didn't like. Well, Reverend, did anyone ever tell you there are 2 knobs on the radio? No. Of course, I'm sure the Reverend isn't that comfortable with anything that has two knobs on it. But hey, Reverend, there are two knobs on the radio. One of them turns the radio off, and the other one changes the station. Imagine that, Reverend. You can actually change the station. It's called freedom of choice, and it's one of the principles this country was founded upon. Look it up in the library, Reverend, if you have any of them left when you finish burning all the books. Doesn't it strike you as mildly ironic that most of the people who are against abortion are people you wouldn't want to f*** in the first place? Doesn't that strike you a little strange? Well, hey, I'm the first one to say it's a great country, but it's a strange culture. We got a strange culture. This has got to be the only country in the world that could ever come up with a disease like bulimia. Got to be the only country in the world where some people have no food at all and other people eat a nourishing meal and puke it up intentionally. This is a country where tobacco kills 400,000 people a year, so they ban artificial sweeteners. Because a rat died. You know what I mean? This is a place where gun store owners are given a list of stolen credit cards, but not a list of criminals and maniacs. And now they're thinking about banning toy guns, and they're gonna keep the real ones. This is a place where alcohol ruins more lives than cancer, and everybody gets upset when some athlete gets hooked on cocaine. You know, Time Magazine and Newsweek, they put cocaine on the cover, but they put the liquor advertisements inside the magazine. It's the old American double standard, you know, say one thing, do something different. And of course, the country is founded on the double standard. That's our history. We were founded on a very basic double standard. This country was founded by slave owners who wanted to be free. Am I right? A group of slave owners who wanted to be free. So they killed a lot of white English people in order to continue owning their black African people so they could wipe out the rest of the red Indian people and move west and steal the rest of the land from the brown Mexican people, giving them a place to take off and drop their nuclear weapons on the yellow Japanese people. You know what the motto? You know what the motto of this country ought to be? You give us a color, we'll wipe it out. You got it. So anyway, about 80 years after the Constitution is ratified, 80 years later, the slaves are freed. Not so you'd really notice it, of course. Just sort of on paper. And that was, of course, during the Civil War. Now there's another phrase I dearly love. That is a true oxymoron if I've ever heard one. Civil War. Do you think any country could really have a civil war? Say, pardon me. I'm awfully sorry. I'm awfully sorry. So, now, of course, the Civil War has been over for about 120 years, but not so you'd really notice it. Because we still have these people called Civil War buffs. People who thought it was a really keen war. And they study the battles carefully, and they try to improve on the strategies and the tactics to increase the body count, in case we have to go through it again sometime. In fact, some of these people actually get dressed up in uniform once a year and go out and refight these battles. You know what I say? Use live ammunition, assholes, would you please? You might just raise the intelligence level of the American gene pool. But what do you expect? Hey, come on, this is a warlike country. We come from that Northern European, basically the Northern European genes, the blue eyes, those blue eyes. Boy, everybody in the world learned real quick, didn't they? When those blue eyes sail out of the north, you better nail everything down, motherfucker. Nail it down, strap it down, or they'll grab it. If they can't take it home, they'll burn it. If they can't burn it, they'll f*** it. That's what happened to us. And it's a warlike country. Come on. I mean, forget foreign policy. Even the domestic rhetoric is warlike. Everything about our domestic policy invokes the thought of war. We don't like something in this country, we declare war on it. The war on poverty, the war on drugs, the war on crime, the war on AIDS, the war on cancer. We got the only national anthem that mentions f***ing rockets and bombs in the damn thing. You know what I mean? All right.
Aye. It's amazing what happens when you turn the mic on when you begin to talk. It makes such a difference. And we'll be cutting the commercial. In return, we'll have more greatness, or not so greatness, or everything in between. But don't worry, we're ready for it. For we got enough root beer and black licorice to survive us all the way through tonight.
This is the coffee pot at work. Listen to it perk. Look at the coffee as it gets darker and stronger. Smell the honest coffee smell. Ah, smell it. But will this cup of coffee taste as good as it smells? You bet it will, because it's Maxwell House, the coffee that tastes as good as it smells every time. Maxwell House coffee tastes as good as it smells every time. If you like to look at good coffee, listen to good coffee, smell good coffee, and taste good coffee, brew Maxwell House, the coffee that tastes as good as it smells every time. Maxwell House is good to the last drop. It tastes as good as it smells every time. Maxwell House.
Squatch Den.
Hey, la chingada! Hey, man, look it over here! Oh, wow, man. Oh, is that? Oh, wow, man. Check it out, man. Is that a vinyl store? Totally awesome, man. I haven't seen a vinyl store in a long time, man. Oh, wow. Yeah, everything's gone digital, man. Totally bummer, dude. Hey, man. Let's go in. Let's check it out, man. This could be really cool. Hey, yeah. Come on, man. Hey, man. This is really awesome. Oh, wow, man. This is far out, man. Look at all the shirts, man. Hey, man, yeah, look at the music. They got vinyl, they got CDs. Hey, man, they even got cassettes. That's gonna go well with my lowrider, man. Yeah, man. Oh. And look at all the shirts, man. Ain't no tie-dyes, but they're totally awesome, man. Hey, man, yeah, they're all band shirts. New band shirts. Hey, we need some new band shirts, man. Oh, our stuff is old, man. Man, you're totally right, man. Oh, this stuff's all like from 2000 on up. Man, these is totally, I never even heard of some of these bands, but they look awesome, man. Hey, they're playing them in the background here, man. They are awesome. And check it out, man. They do photography. We got some pictures we can do. Hey, man, we can show them some pictures. Yeah, man.
My name is Ash. I'm the owner of the Squatch Den, located at 2082 College Avenue in Elmira Heights, New York, right across from Edison High, and we are open daily, Monday through Sunday, 12 to 6.
Squatch Den.
All music, all the time.
Oh, let me ask in. Oh, here we go. We're going to be talking about Last Will. It's a Frontex now, giving you some proper legal advice in the captain style.
As the executor of Mr. Muldoon's estate, I have been empowered to read Mr. Muldoon's last will and testament.
Well, get on with it. The bar's open soon.
Oh, poor dear Arthur.
Oh, there, Jenny. God, how predictably boring.
I never worked for a kinder man.
If we are all seated, I shall proceed with the reading.
I knew it.
I, Arthur Durham Muldoon, being of sound mind and body...
That's a laugh.
do hereby divide up my considerable estate as follows. To my overly emotional sister, Jenny...
Jenny, darling, he's talking about us.
Oh.
Who grubbed with her husband, Hank, grubbed for everything they could get from me, and then cried crocodile tears when I needed sympathy.
What?
To Jenny, I leave a boot to the head.
A what? Ow!
Jenny, are you okay?
And another boot to her wimpy husband, Hank.
Ow! This is an outrage.
But still, you are my sister, You have both admired my Rolls Royce, and since I no longer need it,
Oh, dear Arthur, he's too kind.
I bequeath another boot to the head.
What? Ow!
And one more for the win. Next to my alcoholic brother.
Hey, I don't want no boot to the head.
To dear Hedge, who has never worked a day in his drunken life.
I'm covering up my head.
I leave my wine cellar and 3 crates of my finest whiskey.
Really?
And a boot to the head. Oh! And another for Jenny and the Wimp. Next to my know-it-all nephew Ralston.
This is so predictable.
I leave a boot to the head.
Ugh, I knew it.
And one for Jenny and the Wimp. This takes care of family obligations. And now to Mrs. Mulroy,
Oh, I don't want nothing.
who took care of me faithfully these many, many years, who cared, made me laugh, brought me tea.
Oh, I didn't mind.
To Mrs. Mulroy, I bequeath a boot to the head. And one for Jenny and the Wimp. And so to my cat Mittens, I leave my entire vast boot to the head. And finally to my lawyer, who has helped me on this will, I leave not a boot to the head, but a rabid Tasmanian devil to be placed in his trousers. And I leave my entire estate of $10 million to the people of Calgary so they can afford to move somewhere decent.
That's it?
That's disgraceful.
There's one last thing for everyone.
Cover your heads, everybody.
I leave everyone a lifetime supply of ice cream.
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Ice cream, that's all?
That's all.
Well, what flavor is it?
Boot to the head.
Entrez-vous! Ah, gentlemen. How be that baseball game you went to over there at Dunfield? The Star Horsey one.
Oh, wow, I can't believe it, can you? The home runs, the droids, the lightsabers, the Leia cosplays.
Oh, brother. The awesome fly ball catches.
Heck, even a guest appearance by the greatest Star Wars character in the history of the world ever, Jar Jar, as the umpire. And can you believe that call from that guest umpire? Misa, say you're out.
And I remember Yoda saying, hit the ball or not hit the ball. Do not try.
Man, was it great. Talk about being taken out to the ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Banta milk. I don't care if we ever get back, so just root for the home team. If they don't win, you will die. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old Saber game.
Oh, for the love of Pete, just go back out to the campfire there with Babushka and stop serenading me. This is ridiculous.
It's time once again to Ask Dr. Science. So let's ask Dr. Science. That's me. Remember, he knows more than you do. That's right. Gary Bricot from Rochester, New York writes, Dear Dr. Science, why are babies such messy eaters?
Babies smear food all over their faces when they eat because they know that the way infants absorb food is through the pores in the skin on their face. Any attempt to insert food through an unsuitable or wrong orifice, such as the mouth, is met by immediate expurgation. Sadly, few parents take the hint, and most continue to try to force food down their children's mouths, only to end up with much of the food on the parent or the floor. The parent in the know is the one who takes advantage of the pre-whipped nature of most baby food and takes the time to carefully apply the food to the face of the child.
Thank you, Dr. Science. Send your science questions to Ask Dr. Science. Remember, he's not a real doctor.
I have a master's degree
in science.
Well, people, got my mojo working. Thought you might like to know. how are you? It's Uncle Jack. Don't have a spasm or a heart attack. You're too tense, gotta relax. It ain't my opinion, it's the facts. Listen, pal, you worry too much. Pretty soon you'll be losing touch. Take time for fun, it ain't a crime. Don't be serious all the time. Uncle Jack says relax. Uncle Jack says relax. Try to be perfect, what's the point? You're just getting your nose out of joint. What's all the hype about working out and running? I prefer laying out and sunning. I know dancing gives you good effects, but screw aerobics, save your thighs for sex. Wanna be athletic? Do it like me. Grab a beer, sit down, watch sports on TV. Uncle Jack says relax. Uncle Jack says relax. Quit throwing parties you can't afford, inviting jerks you'd rather ignore, standing around feeling bored just to be big on the social score. Why you need toys like a Cuisinart? Wanna cook at home, toast a Pop-Tart. Quit cleaning so much, turn the lights down low. If they can't see the dust, who's gonna know? Better Homes and Gardens is just a magazine, it's not reality. Clean all you want and just get sturdy again. Think about it. Break it down. Career, shoot for the top, climb the corporate ladder, where you gonna stop? Dress for success, 60-hour weeks, the old nerdy book is now called chic. 3-piece suits, briefcases, slick back hair, serious faces, quit chasing the box, don't be a chump. Why you wanna be another Donald Trump? Uncle Jack says relax. Uncle Jack says relax. What's that? You enjoy the rat race? Yeah, right. Okay, stay on that treadmill, sport. When you keel over, catch your picture on the cover of Executive Sucker Illustrated. All your colleagues will buy a copy and put it in their briefcases next to their ulcer medicine.
Aye, that there be Charles Webb and Tom Bolton with Uncle Jack says relax. Now, let us... Oh! We're having a bit of a trouble here. That'd be right. We're having trouble with Klingons. It be just that. Dennis Williams, trouble with Klingons.
Captain Kirk! Captain Kirk!
Yes, Lieutenant, what is it?
Sensors are picking up a Klingon battle cruiser. Rapidly closing on the station.
Jim, this man is a Klingon. And from my observations, it seems they're bisexual, reproducing at will.
I am going to be there, Kirk, to enjoy every minute of it.
Laddie, don't you think you should rephrase that?
This station is swarming with Klingons.
And from my observations, it seems they're bisexual, reproducing at will.
Kirk, this station is swarming with Klingons.
I like them better than I like you.
Captain, I'm forced to agree with the doctor.
I know, but really...
More terrible as you fight to
is swarming with Klingons.
They are consuming our supplies and returning nothing.
Oh, but they do give us something, Mr. Spock. They give us love.
I know, but really. Take us out of orbit, Mr. Spock. Ahead, warp factor 1. Acknowledged, Captain. Warp factor 1.
Well, we be cutting to commercial. And don't be forgetting, you can be a calling us at 323. Heave-ho. That'll be 1-323-432-8346. And you can also be contacting us right there on the Book of Face. The Captain's Quarters 106.5.
Get ready. All right, time circuit's on. Get set.
What do you mean we're in the future?
On November 22nd, the adventure that's 30 years ahead of its time continues at theaters everywhere. Steven Spielberg presents a Robert Zemeckis film. Michael J. Fox.
It's gotta be the wrong year.
Christopher Lloyd.
It's your kids, Marty. Something's gotta be done about your kids.
Back to the Future Part 2. From Universal Pictures, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. A brand new future is coming on Wednesday, November 22nd.
When last we left our courageous duo, they were off on a shopping foray, seeking out injustice.
Oh, goody, Sidekick! You're here! Right where I left you! The latest Beetle Bailey came in for me, and great Scott! What den of dastardly villainy has just popped up, and now lays just beneath our very noses?
What? Where?
Right there! That duplicitous den of demagoguery, and it must be writhing with evil. For to hide that very reality, the villains made it bright pink, with really cute cupcakes painted on it too!
Do you mean Bee Sweets? The sweetest place in town? They've been there for months. I go there all the time while I wait for you, because you won't let me in the Heroes.
We'll need to figure out how to sneak in there, and discover what depths their nefarious plans have coalesced to. We may need disguises.
We don't need to break in. We can just walk right in through the front door. They're open Tuesday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. They're not evil, not at all. Make any kind of artistic cake you can think of, and they taste great. Make all kinds of incredible pastries, too. And the macarons are always changing and beautiful as well as delicious. You can even find the flavors of the day by going to their Facebook page at Bee Sweets.
Bee Sweets, huh? A strange name for a villainous hideout? Come, Sidekick, let us go forth and further investigate this domicile of pinkness.
Tune in next time as our cake adventurers find themselves trapped with nowhere to run and are forced to decide between delicious macarons or delectable cupcakes, or face the wrath of the bakery delights from which no man can resist.
Bee Sweets. It's the pink building located at 121 West 14th Street in Elmira Heights, directly across from Heroes Comics. They're not evil, not at all.
You're listening to 1410 WELM Elmira and 106.5 FM The Pirate.
Welcome back to me second hour, me show, me boy. And boy, oh boy, have we got some splendiferous bits and baubles right in store for ye. For example, the Final 40. It'd be extremicated right from the request sent to us via the mail of...
That's email, you dolt.
That's what me be saying.
They can also call us at 323 Heave-Ho.
I'd like to heave-ho you.
But was that my little pumpernickel?
Nothing, my dear. You old sea hag.
Well, here, let me help you get this show going again.
Avast, you old bat. Heave-ho!
Heave-ho! Heave-ho! Johnny! Johnny!
We're all doomed. Oh, that's better.
See? I made it so better. I'm going to see about that dinner and work on my suntan.
Me's not even hungry, and it's be night time out, you crazy old bat. And don't slam the door. Well, I guess we return. And with that, something else that comes back at you. Returns more than often than you might appreciate, although it is actually pretty good. John Hewlett's Nights at White Castle.
Drop some more onion rings. Charlene, get your the front. These people are waiting too long. Who's covering the drive-through? Hi, welcome to White Castle. May I take your order, please?
Nights at White Castle, the one on Big Ben. I eat there often, so I don't have many friends. Porcelain Palace, a guy passed out on the floor. Just how I got here, I can't recall anymore, but I love them. Yes, I love them. Oh, how I love them. Oh, how I love those belly bombers with mustard and cheese and all the good stuff with onions and the buns loaded with grease. Yes, and the cheese fries. God, I love the cheese fries.
Breathe deep before you consume. A smell like no other fills up the room. Zombie-like people in lines that don't end, each having only loose change left to spend. A drunk in the parking lot pulls out a gun. Lonely man ordered some fries but got none. The grease from the meat has soaked into the bun. Senior citizen comes down with the runs. Cold-hearted waitress who's been working all night cooks up the patties that we'll eat in one bite. The onions are gray, the pickles are white. I'll have 12 belly bombers, 4 fish and a Sprite, and then a blood transfusion.
Ray, somebody threw up in the bathroom. Welcome to White Castle. Can I have your order, please?
Yeah, I'll take 2 cheeseburgers, 2 fish with cheese, a cheese fry, and a Coke with cheese.
I'll have 50 White Castles and a small Coke.
Is that for here or to go?
Yeah.
That'll be $1.09.
I have a message for you. A very sad message. My subject for this evening will be Little Bo Peep. It says here, Little Bo Peep, who was a little girl, has lost her sheep and doesn't know where to find them. Now that's reasonable, isn't it? It's reasonable to assume if little Bo Peep had lost her sheep, it's only natural that she wouldn't know where to find them. That basically is reasonable, but leave them alone. Now that overwhelms me. Completely overwhelms me. The man said she lost a sheep. Turns right around and boldly states she doesn't know where to find them. And then has the stupid audacity to say, leave them alone. Now think for a moment, think. If the sheep were lost and you couldn't find them, you'd have to leave them alone, wouldn't you? So leave them alone. Leave them alone. It's in the book. Leave them alone. And they being the sheep, they will come home. Oh, yes, they'll come home. Oh, there'll be a brighter day tomorrow. They will come home. It's in the book. They will come home. A wagon, a tail. Pray tell me, what else could they wag? They will come home a wagging their tail. Behind them. Behind them. Did we think they'd wag them in front? Of course, they might have come home in reverse. They could have done that, I really don't know. But nonetheless, it's in the book. Now, if you will, kindly pick up your books and turn to page 222. We'll ask you all to sing. You'll find your books on the backs of your seats. Are we ready? Everyone, 222, let's really enjoy ourselves. Let's live it up all together. You remember Grandma's lye soap, good for everything in the home. And the secret was in the scrubbing. It wouldn't suds and couldn't foam. Then let us all sing right out of Grandma's lye soap. Used for everything. Everything on the plates, the pots and kettles, the dirty dishes, and for your hands, and for your face, oh, for your hands. Shall we now sing the second verse? Let's fill it with a great exuberance. Let's live it up. It's not raining inside tonight. Everyone, let's have a happy time. Are we ready? All together. The second verse. Little Herman and Brother Thurman had an aversion to washing their ears. Grandma scrubbed them with the lye soap, and they haven't heard a word in years. Then let us all sing right out of Grandma's lye soap. Sing all over the place, the pots and kettles, the dirty dishes, and also hands, and also well, let's sing what's left of the last verse. Let's have a happy time, everyone. The last verse all together. Everyone. Thank you kindly. Mrs. O'Malley, out in the valley, suffered from ulcers, I understand. She swallowed a cake of Grandma's lye soap, has the cleanest ulcers in the land. Then let us all sing right out of Grandma's lye soap. Sing right out all over the place, the pots and kettles, all dirty dishes and the hands.
That Herbie Johnny Stanley's. It's in the book. Grandma's lye soap. Aye, that's a great, frolicky good time. Now, let's see. Oh, yes. We have some good advice. We have many a person getting ready to graduate. And if nothing else, listen to this next song. It'll give you the advice that you need to follow through the rest of your life. Then, tune in to the rest of the captain's quarters for the rest of your life. And that will help out with other things too. It be Quindon Tarvers. Everybody's free to wear sunscreen.
Ladies and gentlemen of the class of 97, wear sunscreen. If I could offer you only one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it. The long-term benefits of sunscreen have been proved by scientists, whereas the rest of my advice has no basis more reliable than my own meandering experience. I will dispense this advice now. Enjoy the power and beauty of your youth. Oh, never mind. You will not understand the power and beauty of your youth until they've faded. But trust me, in 20 years, you'll look back at photos of yourself and recall in a way you can't grasp now how much possibility lay before you and how fabulous you really looked. You are not as fat as you imagine. Don't worry about the future, or worry, but know that worrying is as effective as trying to solve an algebra equation by chewing bubblegum. The real troubles in your life are apt to be things that never crossed your worried mind, the kind that blindsides you at 4 p.m. on some idle Tuesday. Do one thing every day that scares you. Sing. Don't be reckless with other people's hearts. Don't put up with people who are reckless with yours. Floss. Don't waste your time on jealousy. Sometimes you're ahead, sometimes you're behind. The race is long, and in the end, it's only with yourself. Remember compliments you receive. Forget the insults. If you succeed in doing this, tell me how. Keep your old love letters. Throw away your old bank statements. Stretch. Don't feel guilty if you don't know what you want to do with your life. The most interesting people I know didn't know at 22 what they wanted to do with their lives. Some of the most interesting 40-year-olds I know still don't. Get plenty of calcium. Be kind to your knees. You'll miss them when they're gone. Maybe you'll marry, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll have children, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll divorce at 40. Maybe you'll dance the funky chicken on your 75th wedding anniversary. Whatever you do, don't congratulate yourself too much, or berate yourself either. Your choices are half chance. So are everybody else's. Enjoy your body. Use it every way you can. Don't be afraid of it or what other people think of it. It's the greatest instrument you'll ever own. Dance. Even if you have nowhere to do it but in your own living room. Read the directions, even if you don't follow them. Do not read beauty magazines. They will only make you feel ugly. Get to know your parents. You never know when they'll be gone for good. Be nice to your siblings. They're your best link to your past and the people most likely to stick with you in the future. Understand that friends come and go, but with a precious few, you should hold on. Work hard to bridge the gaps in geography and lifestyle, because the older you get, the more you need the people you knew when you were young. Live in New York City once, but leave before it makes you hard. Live in Northern California once, but leave before it makes you soft. Travel. Accept certain inalienable truths. Prices will rise, politicians will philander, you too will get old. And when you do, you'll fantasize that when you were young, prices were reasonable, politicians were noble, and children respected their elders. Respect your elders. Don't expect anyone else to support you. Maybe you have a trust fund, maybe you'll have a wealthy spouse. But you never know when either one might run out. Don't mess too much with your hair, or by the time you're 40, it will look 85. Be careful whose advice you buy, but be patient with those who supply it. Advice is a form of nostalgia. Dispensing it is a way of fishing the past from the disposal, wiping it off, painting over the ugly parts, and recycling it for more than it's worth. But trust me on the sunscreen.
Aye, there be some truly good advice all the way around, especially the sunscreen. Take care of yourself where you can. And that sometimes means you need to learn to laugh again. And that's what we do here. We are teaching ye how to laugh. we are educating you in ways of wisdom that the world wants to hide away from ye. Laughter. Oh, I think it's time to go to the commercial. In return, it'll be the final 40, and ye know what that be meaning. It be a meaning that we have turned it over to ye. It's all request driven for the final 40 minutes of the show, and from that point on, it gets whatever it be getting. And then we go into the witching hour, where Babushka entreats us to something special every week, whether we be a-wanting it or not.
There's no other box of facial tissues like this. Scotty's new Magic Oval box. Only Scotty's give you tissues that float up gently, one at a time, and come out in neat handfuls, too, because there's a Magic Oval inside every new Scotty's box. Only Scotty's Magic Oval can give you tissues that float up, smooth and easy. No tugging, no tearing, no extra tissues tagging along. And Scotty's Magic Oval does even more. It lets you reach in for tissues by the handful, all neatly folded, just right for pocket or purse. Scotty's new Magic Oval box is pretty, too. And inside, soft, strong, sneeze-proof Scotty's. Remember, for tissues that float up smoothly and come out in neatly folded handfuls, look for Scotty's pretty new Magic Oval box, the only one of its kind.
Let's be a-stopping into BC's restaurant and see what Mike be a-cooking up.
But I's brought us some raw squid and salami sandwiches so we could his picnic.
Oh, that's nice. But I wanted to treat you to a nice meal.
I'll save these for later.
Aye, let's be fetching in.
Oh, this is nice.
Aye, that'd be. And it looks like an old-fashioned diner at that.
And looks at this menu. It looks so good. They got the wings, the subs and salads. I think I get a BC big plate. Let's see. It comes with the cheeseburger, the hot dog, the fries, the cheese sauce, the meat sauce, and the coleslaw. Better mix that too. What are you having, my little pumpernickel?
I think I'll be having a double dog special. Oh, goody. It'd be a-coming with chips and a drink, too. Ha, ha, ha.
BC's Restaurant, 238 Oakwood Avenue, Elmira Heights. They have indoor, outdoor, and takeout available. 607-735-2166. And they're open from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Friday.
Will the time be upon us? Will it be the final 40? And I be handing it over to ye, and ye will be deciding where we be gone. So, without further ado, let us run right to the telephones.
Ernie Mickey, will you play me some happy, happy, joy, joy? Thank you much.
Hello, boys and girls. This is your old pal, Stinky Whizzleteeth. This is a song about a whale. No! This is a song about being happy. That's right. It's the happy, happy, joy, joy song.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, joy.
I don't think you're happy enough. That's right. I'll teach you to be happy. I'll teach your grandmother to suck eggs. Now, boys and girls, let's try it again.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, joy.
If and you ain't the granddaddy of all liars, the little critters of nature, they don't know that they're ugly. That's very funny. A fly marrying a bumblebee. I told you I'd shoot, but you didn't believe me. Why didn't you believe me?
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, 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 joy, joy, joy.
I'll tell you my favorite story, the funniest thing that's ever happened in my life. This is probably the single fiercest funny moment I've ever known. My freshman year in college, I attended Wayland Baptist College, one of our fine Baptist schools in Plainview, Texas, the most appropriately named town in the world. Plainview, Texas. Any way you look, out of it or into it, it's a plain view. West Texas, as many of you know, is the world's headquarters of nothing. Flat, desolate. In fact, you can stand in the middle of it and see the rest of it. It's an incredible place. People out there love their nothing, though. They build fences around their nothing. They're going to keep your something off their nothing. They will do this. My freshman year in college, I went with my best friend from home, Elmore Averett. Elmore and I were in a quartet with two other fellows, Jim Hart and Ed Clark. Ed Clark was from Dallas. When you went from Plainview across to Dallas, you drove about 350 miles across the northern part of West Texas. From there, it was another 130 miles to my home, Jacksonville, which is over in the southeastern part of that area. And it's in what we call the deep East Texas area, the Piney Woods, 90 miles due west of Shreveport. We were going to ride, Elmore and I were going to ride with Ed Clark in his 1950 Plymouth convertible, burgundy with a white top, across West Texas to Dallas. My mother and Dad were going to drive up and meet Elmore and me in Dallas and take us back to Jacksonville. A week later, Ed was going to come through Jacksonville and pick Elmore and me up, and we're going to go spend the weekend together down in Galveston, Texas, and get a little sun and rest up and then go to work for the summer. So we piled the car full in Ed's convertible, and we're going to head across West Texas, go home for the summer. As we got to getting ready for the trip, it began to dawn on us that as we got on the road tomorrow, we could fix the back seat of Ed's convertible in such a way, with boxes and books and duffel bags and pillows and suitcases and all that kind of stuff. And when we put the top back mid-morning, we could actually get up on the back of his convertible and sunbathe and get ourselves ready for the trip to Galveston. Typical freshman logic. So we did that. Packed the back seat full, put a couple of army blankets over it, and made us a smooth place, up level with the top of the seats, the bottom of the windows. Well, we get ready and tear off across West Texas. We got out past Matador and all those places, and we're heading toward North Vernon and blazing on down toward Wichita Falls and heading into Dallas. About 10:30, the temperature was already 90 to 92 degrees, hot, muggy, no air conditioning in Ed's convertible, of course. And so about 10:30, I said, Ed, why don't we put the top back and let's get some sun? Ed says, great. So we pulled off the side road and put the top back. Well, I decided I'd go first. So I got up on the back of the convertible, took off my shirt, and started to sunbathe. I don't know how many of you have ever sunbathed at about 65 miles an hour. You begin to have sympathy with anything that was ever cooked on a rotisserie. You don't need copper tone, you use barbecue sauce. And I'm telling you, it was so hot, so fiercely wind whipped. It was just something, lots of problems. One was that all the heat was just bearing down. Second, in a convertible, your hair always feels like it needs an oil change. Whiplashing and zinging you in the face. Third, other cars would pass us going the opposite direction, doing approximately the same speed. They're doing, say, a 65, we're doing 65. They kick up a little piece of gravel, a chip of glass, chunk of debris. Now, I can tell you one thing, that kind of stuff loves nothing more than the exposed portion of somebody's body. It will hunt it and find it, just like a homing pigeon. Bing, you got it. And you're going 65, he's going 65, and you have just been smitten with a 130-mile-an-hour piece of debris. And it'll put a hickey on you. I mean, you just get a bruise. And that's hard to explain to you folks. What happened to you? Well, this 130-mile-an-hour debris hit me. Sure it did, John. So that was the problem. The fourth problem, and I guess one of the worst parts of it for me, I had on a pair of Levi's that had not been washed since September, and this is late May. In fact, you leaned them up against something when you took them off. And I've got my knees doubled up because you don't want to hang your heels in the wheel as you're cruising down the highway. So I'm doubled up on the car trying to get some sun, and the back of my knees are in an absolute rash. Sweat is running in my sweat socks and in my wallet. It's just down my calf and thighs. I'm dying, sweating, miserably, miserably hot. 45 minutes was all I could enjoy of that. I decided it was time for me to get down, and Elmore decided it was time for him to get up. My best friend, Elmore Averett. Elmore was 6 feet and a half inch tall, weighed 132 pounds. Played football in my high school for the B team. Defensive left end, should have been a yard marker. He'd walk through the locker room just wearing nothing but sweat socks, and he looked like a Q-tip bent in the middle. That was Elmore. With a helmet, he looked like a chapstick. Number was 11. When he ran, he had a 1 under each arm. This is Elmore. Sandy auburn, red hair, freckles, hollow cheeks, 132 pounds. 4 pounds of that was Adam's apple. Elmore actually had to wear V-neck dress shirts. It was just terrible. Now, Elmore had dressed up so we could see his girlfriend, who was at North Texas State. And as we were going across, we were going to deviate on the trip a little and run by so he could have lunch with her. So he had worn a good-looking pair of creased, pleated front, wide belt loop, skinny bottom breeches. Good-looking dress pants, had on a nice sports shirt, 4 times rolled up on the sleeves. That used to look good. No cat faces in the collar. And Elmore took his shirt off, folded it neatly, and laid it in the seat, stretched out on the convertible to sunbathe, and started having all the problems I had had. Intense heat, ricocheting debris, hair whiplashing, rash in the back of the knees, sweat in the sweat socks. Well, Elmore took about 10 minutes of that and realized that his good pants are going to be messed up by the time we get up to have lunch. So Elmore decided if he's going to sunbathe, he's got to change pants. So he gets up on his knees on the back of the convertible. Now remember, everything piled up in the back seat has you right up level with the tops of the seat. And he gets up on his knees, and there he is in clear sight, blazing across West Texas. Hitchhikers would hide behind litter barrels. I mean, they were just terrified. So Elmore gets up on his knees and shoves me forward. Now, convertible, just 2 doors. You shove the seat forward, and I'm hanging on the windshield. The wind is just blowing my head off. And I'm hanging on up here. Elmore's holding the seat up with the front of his head and rooting around down here looking for a duffel bag or something where he can find some old khakis, Levi's, or something he could put on to save his good dress pants. Ed was driving the car, about 6'2", 250, healthy fella. And Ed had already taken his shirt off. Now, he had his hair done like a lot of folks did in that day with excess of Vaseline hair oil. He used the wide teeth on the left end of the comb straight back. He could actually turn loose and steer the car with the grooves in his hair. It was not blowing, but Ed also had the hairiest shoulders I have ever seen. And blazing down the highway, here he was with his shoulders blowing in the wind and his hair locked in place. He was wearing mirror sunglasses. He could see out and you couldn't see in. Kind of like a fancy suburban church. You couldn't, and he's got his left arm out the window and back through that little vent, and he's steering on the inside of the wheel with this arm up on the seat. Elmore is up on the back, and he looked like a gopher hunting roots. Digging and searching and squirreling around. I'm up here hanging on the windshield. Ed's over here blowing the shoulders in the wind. While I was hanging on the windshield, I discovered in the floorboard a box at Elmore's feet, which had in it a number of trinkets from his desk. A teakwood elephant from India, which a missionary had brought his mother, and she gave it to Elmore to take to college. Little things like that. Among those things was the lampshade off of Elmore's desk lamp. The sun was killing my eyes. So I took the lampshade and forced it down on my head. And if you had been hitchhiking, you would have hid behind a litter barrel. It looked like a bunch of Shriners that lost the caravan. I mean, barreling. And I've got this thing look like my tassel blew off. I'm wearing a lampshade. Ed's driving with his hairy shoulders blowing. Elmore's up on the back hunting something to wear. Down in a duffel bag, Elmore turned up a swimsuit. Aha! Pulled it out, pulled the seat back. I caved in. There I sat in my lampshade. Ed was driving with his hairy shoulders and mirror sunglasses. And Elmore got up on his knees and started checking the horizon. And I looked around and said, Elmore, what are you doing? He said, I'm going to take these pants off and put this swimsuit on. I hit Ed on the shoulder. I said, Ed, stop. Elmore wants to change. No, go on, man. Don't stop. Get there. I said, Elmore, you're out in plain sight. He said, nobody's out there. He's right. It's West Texas. If you saw something coming, you had time to knit something before it got there. As far as you could see, there wasn't anything to look at. So, Elmore's checking, and so I started checking with him. So I said, it's time. So Ed turned the rearview mirror so he could watch. I turned it at a 45-degree angle so I could watch. I might want to share this with somebody. And when I realized there wasn't anybody behind us and he realized there wasn't anybody in front of us, I said, hit it! So Elmore unbuckled his belt and shinnied out of those good dress pants, folded them quickly, laid them in the seat, and grabbed up the swimsuit and stuck his foot in, and then discovered a serious problem. It was a jockey swimsuit, and he was wearing boxer shorts. No matter how hard he tried to tuck them in, they'd blow back out. He looked like he parachuted in on the back of this car. Flapping down the road, here we came. 6 feet and a half inch, 132 pounds with jockey shorts, boxer shorts blowing in the wind. I was just dying laughing. Well, I looked back and Elmore shinnies back out of the swimsuit and started checking the horizon. I said, now what are you doing? So I'm going to take this underwear off and then I'm going to put this swimsuit on. I said, Ed, stop. Elmore said, go on. Nobody's out there. So he got back up on his knees and Ed was just concentrating as hard as he could. I checked with him. Nobody was out there. I said, hit it. I turned at a 60-degree angle. Ed put the night dimmer on his mirror. You could hear Elmore giggling at himself, you know. And I'm watching, boy, and he gets his thumbs in the waistband, gave it one more look. And here he came out of that underwear, threw it in the floorboard. There he is. In his wrist, there he is. In his class ring and wristwatch. That's it. And Elmore grabbed up the swimsuit and stuck one foot in it. We topped a hill and went right through Henrietta, Texas. Just down through town. There is no bypass. You go right through Henrietta, Texas. And the minute I saw what was happening, I hit Ed, and he looked back and just died laughing. And slowed down to 20. And got on the horn. There's nowhere for Elmore to hide. He is up level with the seat in plain view of the whole world. I'm wearing the lampshade. I stood up behind the windshield and started greeting everybody in Henrietta. Wonderful to be in your city today. And I looked back and Elmore was up on his hands and knees with his face hidden. With his bare back end shining to the stars. Ed circled the square twice. I looked back and felt sorry for Elmore. Took the lampshade and put it on him. Stood at attention with my hand on my heart, and we drove out of town. They didn't make an arrest because nobody could make a positive identification.
That Herbie, Reverend Great he nut. With sunbathing in West Texas. I hope he remembered to use sunscreen. Remember that from earlier in the show? Now let's go right back to the phone lines.
Hello there, this is Tom Slick, the race car driver. I would like to hear I love NASCAR. Thank you.
got owners, favorite drivers. Boy, that Tony Stewart's a whiner. And we got rookies, advertisers. Like, let's say, Havoline, Target, Sharpie, Caterpillar, Nextel, Mountain Dew, DuPont, Lowe's, Home Depot, Kodak, M&M's, UPS, Tide, Old Tail, Gillette, Kellogg's, Viagra, DeWalton, Budweiser. But the trophy girls still have my favorite parts. Vroom, 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 I love NASCAR. We got cautions, we got pit stops. You can't hear a dang thing once the flag drops. And poor Kyle Petty and Swerve and Marlin are gonna find it tough to beat Mark Martin. 'Cause that Viagra car is always driven hard. Vroom, 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 I love NASCAR. I love NASCAR. It's my kind of race. Just watching Jeff Gordon plow up a wall puts a smile on Dale Jr.'s face. No caviar. It's beer and Mopar. Vroom, 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 I love NASCAR. I like short tracks. You'll see more wrecks. And about 1 million screaming rednecks. And old Jeff Burton, poor Mike Skinner. Well, they've done forgot what it's like to be a winner. And Ken Schrader still ain't sure who his sponsors are. Vroom, 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 I love NASCAR.
Hey, that's close enough there, boys. About got into one there. I had to inform out to pull over right up here next pit stop. I'm gonna need to get two right front tires. I need a wedge on the left side to get this windshield clean with gas. And you don't care how many pair of underwear up there. I have messed all in my drawers there or that.
I like football. I like football. I like my wrestling. I like a good game of air hockey. I like some ping pong now and then. How about you, Toby?
But I love NASCAR. It's my kind of race. Just to see Big E back on the track would put a smile on every face. No one drove a car quite like Earnhardt.
Vroom, 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 I love NASCAR.
Vroom, 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 gentlemen, start your engines. I love
NASCAR. Well, we be cutting the commercial. And after that song, the most appropriate, seeing as how long we had to wait for them for the past 2 weeks. But remember, if it weren't for NASCAR being here on 106.5 The Pirate, we would have a harder time being around ourselves. While we don't have our sponsors paying for that, NASCAR pays for the radio station itself. So, we take the good with the bad and all things in between. Why? Because we're pirates, and we take everything we can, and give nothing back! Vroom, vroom, vroom.
What rolls downstairs, the motor impairs, rolls over your neighbor's dog. What's great for a snack and fits on your back? It's long, long, long. It's long, long. It's big, it's heavy, it's wood. It's long, long. It's better than that, it's good. Everyone wants a log. You're gonna love it long. Come on and get your log. Everyone needs a log.
Log from Blammo.
Squatch Den.
¡Eh, la chingada!
Hey, man, look it over here.
Oh, wow, man. Oh, is that? Oh, wow, man. Check it out, man. Is that a vinyl store? Totally awesome, man. I haven't seen a vinyl store in a long time, man. Oh, wow. Yeah, everything's gone digital, man. Totally bummer, dude.
Hey, man, let's go in. Let's check it out, man. This could be really cool.
Hey, yeah, come on, man.
Hey, man, this is really awesome.
Oh, wow, man. This is far out, man. Look at all the shirts, man.
Hey, man, yeah, look at the music. They got vinyl, they got CDs. Hey, man, they even got cassettes. That's gonna go well with my lowrider, man.
Yeah, man. Oh. And look at all the shirts, man. There's no tie-dyes, but they're totally awesome, man.
Hey, man, yeah, there are band shirts. New band shirts. Hey, we need some new band shirts, man. All our stuff is old, man.
Man, you're totally right, man. Oh, this stuff's all like from 2000 on up. Man, these is totally... I never even heard of some of these bands, but they look awesome, man.
Hey, they're playing them in the background here, man. They are awesome.
And check it out, man. They do photography. We got some pictures we can do.
Hey, man, we can show them some pictures.
Yeah, man.
My name is Ash. I'm the owner of the Squatch Den, located at 2082 College Avenue in Elmira Heights, New York, right across from Edison High, and we are open daily, Monday through Sunday, 12 to 6.
Squatch Den.
All music, all the time.
Well, it happens to be the second half of the final party. Do you be knowing what that means? It means we're that much closer to the witching hour. Ye'd better be ready for that, or ye shall be tossed upon the very rocks which your soul depends upon. So, let us be going right to the phone lines and become daft as we can be.
Well, Waluigi wants to hear for the longest Waluigi time. You will play it for Waluigi. Waluigi!
For the longest time. Waluigi time. You said goodbye to me tonight. There would still be music left to write. What else could I do? I'm so inspired by you. That hasn't happened for the longest time. I had said good thoughts from the start. I said to myself, hold on to your heart. Now I know the woman that you are. You're wonderful so far, and it's more than I hoped for. I don't care what consequence it brings. I have been a fool for lesser things. I want you so bad. I think you ought to know that I intend to hold you for the longest time. For the longest time. Waluigi time.
Cheering, everyone was stoked. I mean, it was like the whole school was totally coked or something. The band was playing Evergreen, and all of a sudden, somebody screamed, "The homecoming queen's got a gun!" got a gun. Debbie's smiling and waving her gun, picking off cheerleaders one by one. Oh, Buffy's pom-pom just flew to bits. Oh no, Mitzi's head just did the splits. God, my best friend's on a shooting spree. Stop it, Debbie, you're embarrassing me. How could you do what you just did? Are you having a really bad period? Everybody run. The homecoming queen's got a gun. Everybody run. The homecoming queen has got a gun. Stop digging, you're making a mess. Kind of burns all over your dress. An hour later, the cops arrived. By then, the entire Glee Club had died. No big loss. You wouldn't believe what they brought to stop her. Tear gas, machine guns, even a chopper.
Throw down your gun and tiara and come out of the float.
Debbie didn't listen to what the cops said. She aimed and fired, and now the math teacher's dead. Oh, it's really sad, but kind of a relief. I mean, we had this big test coming up next week. Everybody run. The homecoming queen's got a gun. Everybody run. The homecoming queen has got a gun. Having a blast. She's wasting half of the class. The cops fired a warning shot that blew her off the float. I tried to scream duck, but it stuck in my throat. She hit the ground and did a flip. It was real acrobatic, but I was crying so hard I couldn't work my Instamatic. I ran down to Debbie. I had to find out what made her do it. Why'd she freak out? I saw the bullet had got her right in the ear. I knew then the end was near. So I ran down and I said in her good ear, Debbie, why'd you do it? She raised her head, smiled, and said, I did it for Johnny. Johnny? Well, like, who's Johnny? Answer me, Debbie, who's Johnny? Does anybody here know Johnny? Are you Johnny? There was one guy named Johnny, but he was a total geek. He always had food in his braces. Answer me, Debbie, who's Johnny? Oh, God, this is like that movie, Citizen Kane, you know, where you later find out Rosebud was a sled, but we'll never know who Johnny was because, like, she's dead. Everybody run. The homecoming queen's got a gun. Everybody run. The homecoming queen has got a. Everybody run. Everybody run. The homecoming queen has got a.
And there be Julie Brown's classic Homecoming Queen Got a Gun. Now let us go to Barnes & Barnes' Fish Heads.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum. Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum.
In the morning, laughing happy fish heads. In the evening, floating in the soup.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum.
Ask a fish head anything you want to. They won't answer, they can't talk.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum.
I took a fish head out to see a movie. Didn't have to pay to get it in.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum.
They can't play baseball, they don't wear sweaters. They're not good dancers. They don't play drums.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat
Italian restaurants with Oriental women.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum! Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum, yum! Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum! Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum! Yeah.
It was Cucumber the 1st. Summer was over. I had just finished a long day and I was busheled. I'm the kind of guy that works hard for his salary, and I don't mind telling you I was feeling a bit wilted. But I didn't care at all, because otherwise things were fine. I try never to disparagus, and I don't sweat the truffles. I'm outstanding in my field, and I know that something good will turn up eventually. A bunch of things were going great, and soon I'd be top banana. At least that's my feeling. But that's enough corn. Lend me your ear, and let us continue. After dressing, I stalked over the grain station. I got there just in time to catch the 9/11 as it plowed towards the core of Appleton, a lentil more than a melon and a half east of Cloveland. No one got off at Zucchini, so we continued on our route to Bega. Passing my usual stop, I got of Ecado. I hailed a passing yellow cabbage and told the driver to cart me off to Brooklyn. I was going to meet my brother across from the eggplant, where he had a job at the Saffron Station pumpkin gas. Well, as soon as I saw his face, I knew he was in a yam. He told me his wife had been raising Cain. Her name was Peaches, a soiled but radishing beauty with huge gourds. My brother had always been a chestnut, but I could never figure out why she picked him. He was a skinny little string bean who'd always suffered from cerebral parsley. It was in our roots. Sure, we tried to weed it out, but the problem still remained. He was used to having a tough row to hoe, but it irritated me to see Artie choke, and it bothered my brother to see his marriage go to seed. Like most mapled couples, they had a lot of growing to do. Sure, they'd sown their wild oats, but just barley, if you please. Finally, Peaches had given him an ultimatum. She said, "I'm hip to your chive, and if you don't stop smoking that herb, I'm gonna leave you for basil, you fruit." He said he didn't realize it had come quite so far. On the other hand, even though Peaches could be the pits, I knew she'd never call the fuzz. My little story is okra now. Maybe it's small potatoes. Me, Idaho. My name? Wheat. My friends call me Colonel, and that's life in the slaw lane. Thank you so much.
There be Kippadada's life in a slaw lane. Not a single pun in there. That'd be horrible. We don't do puns around here. Sure. We don't do duck jokes, neither. Probably next week we'll have plenty of duck jokes on. Well, duck, if you don't want to be hit with them. Now, that'd be... Oh, yes, don't be forgetting. You can dial us up. 323-HEAVE-HO. 323-HEAVE-HO. You can also be finding out the Book of Faith page by going to the Captain's Quarters 106.5. And then there'll be something extra special there. And we'll be posting up the links there on the Captain's Quarters 106.5 group and page. But we'll also be having on a tube of you at the Captain's Quarters, 106.5 Encore Presentations.
Hey, Nutnik, what you still doing down here? The show can start on time. You had plenty time to enjoy life. You're still sitting down here? Come on outside. We got beautiful bonfire. You remember all them Christmas trees I save up? Yeah. I tell you they make something beautiful. They make something beautiful. We've got huge fire going on. It's gorgeous. And some of them trees was still decorated. You ever see them twinkling lights go up in flames? Pooh, 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 like popcorn. It's gorgeous, Bobby. Come on, come on. Oh, okay. First, I sing, okay? I sings now. Sometimes I feel I's got to run away. I's got to get away from the pain you drive into the heart of me. The love we share seems to go nowhere, and I've lost my life. For I toss and turn, I can't sleep at night. Once I ran to you, now I run from you. This tainted love you're giving, I gave you all a girl could give you. Take mine tears and it's not really all. Tainted love, oh, tainted love. Now I knows I's got to run away, I's got to get away. You don't really want any more from me. To make things right, you need someone to hold you tight. And you think love is to pray, but I'm sorry I don't pray that way. Once I ran to you, now I run from you. This tainted love you're giving, I gives you all a girl could give you. Take mine tears and it's not really all. Tainted love, oh, tainted love. Don't touch me, please. I cannot stand the way you tease. I loves you though you hurt me so. Now I's got to pack mine things and go. Tainted love, oh,
Well,
tainted
I do
love.
believe we've been tortured well enough. Good night.
So just chill till the next episode.